Hey, I am back, and today I am doing a little tier list of the killers that I own and what I think of them. Now, as you can see, there's one tier that says don't own, so we're just gonna get that out of the way first. Now, maybe if ever get every single killer one day, I will make a full tier list, but for now, we are just gonna do this. I really don't own that much killers. It took me forever to find an updated tier list because this isn't my own. Now, let's see here. I think I'll just go in order from release date. I think that's probably the best way to do it because I obviously have the main cast, but some that I don't play as much as I probably should. Nerf Pig. Okay, let's get started here. So, for S tier, I think I'll go with. How about this? I will put him at the top of A tier. I might move him up to S tier at some point. I think that the Singularity as a killer, he's definitely kind of difficult to. He's somewhat difficult to use. But I think once you get the basis on what you actually should do down, I think he is a very good killer. He's very powerful. Um, Honestly, I'll put him up in S tier. I really do enjoy playing as him. Wait, shoot, I said I'd go in chronological. I just realized that. Okay. Yeah. Start over real quick. Trapper. I'm gonna put Trapper in. I'm gonna put him in A tier, but I will put others in A tier, and he'll be at the bottom of A tier. I think the Trapper is definitely outdated because he literally just places traps. But I do think he does really. I think with his power, it goes very well with palette control and like palette and window control. I think that's what he does best. I think on. I think with tall grass, I think he's fine because I know people like to put his traps in tall grass on certain maps. I think that's not something I usually do. I mostly do just trap palettes and windows. I will say though, the best part about playing with him is definitely just getting someone caught in one of your traps. Um, Now of course he's definitely a bit tricky on indoor maps, but I do think if you just do the same with pallets and windows, but also trap some like doors, I think he does really well with that. So for that, he's going in A tier. Now, Wraith. I am not that much of a Wraith user. I think his power is just very simple and easy to use. You literally just go invisible. Um, he's probably one of those killers that with the right add-ons and perks, he goes very well with. But then again, I just don't use him that much. So I will put him. I'll put him in B tier because I've seen how good people can get with him. Hillbilly, immediately in front of Trapper. I think it depends on the player. If you can control him and get the curves down, he's a very good killer. And I think him and Bubba definitely do have some conflicting qualities. Because I know about the whole add-on thing when Bubba came out, but luckily that is fixed now. But yeah, with Philby, I mean, there's not that much to say. I mean, he really is just he just does require a good amount of skill, but when you have that skill, he is very good. Nurse, I know people always say she's S tier. I definitely think she's good, but I don't know about S tier. Um, might put her in the middle there, honestly. I just think that her ability is similar to Hillbilly. I think her ability is just very kind of hard to get down. You just need a lot of skill, of course. But I don't know. I just don't find myself enjoying her as much as I probably should. And for that, I will put her. I'll put her right in between them. Okay. Well, that's not accurate. Put that there. Okay. Hag. I've never used Hag in my life. So, here, let me fix this. Yeah, I've literally never played as Hag in my life. Okay, Doctor. Doctor, he is. We'll put him at the top of B tier. Hang on. We'll put him at the top of B tier. I think Doctor, he has solid qualities. I think similar to Nurse, you kind of have to use his ability. And I don't mean like to get the effects, but I just don't know what it is. But I feel like when you don't use his ability, he's just very slow. I feel like the charges and the shock therapy, they actually like speed him up a bit. I really don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. But I just feel so slow as him when I'm not using it. So that's why he's going at the top B tier. I think the only reason it's kind of different from Nurse is just that with Nurse, she literally just teleports and it works for her. Huntress. We'll put her. Honestly, we'll go in front of Nurse. Huntress is. I really don't know what to say about Huntress. I mean, I've played her, and I think she's definitely fun to play as. Because, I mean, her ability is just as simple as can be. You just throw hatchets. But I will say, I do think that. You know what? Yeah, I do think that with the hatchets and all, she's definitely fun to play as. I think it's just because of how. Maybe I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like how simple she is. I think. I feel like I've never been able to get down hatchet throws during chase or on loops. I think that can definitely be a bit difficult. I've seen people get those orbitals on TikTok and YouTube and all that, and that's always satisfying to see. But I think it's really just. I think for me it is just a bit of a skill issue. So for that, honestly, I'll put her at the top of. Actually, no, she can stay up there. Okay. Ooh, Mikey Myers. I'm putting him in S tier. I never have a bad time playing as him. His ability is similar to Ghostface and as simple as can be. I mean, you just stalk and then you get Evil Incarnate and then you stab people. It's as simple as that, and it's fun. I never have a bad time playing as him unless I have lag or the 360 bug happens. I do think some of his add-ons, I really don't care for his add-ons as much as other people do, because I know people always make those builds around like Tombstone Myers or Vanity Mirror or like all that crap. I really don't care for that stuff. I mean, I feel like he's honestly, for me, he's just perfect as he already is. Bubba. I think Bubba, he's a solid killer. I'm going to put him at. I'll put him at the top of B tier. Really, just because I think the chainsaw sweeps, they really get me sometimes, because I usually either forget to do it, because you always got to time your extensions. Your extensions. And it's just, I sometimes have trouble with that. But I mean, again, he just really is as simple as can be. You hold left trigger, press left trigger, hit people, and they get down. Simple as can be. Nightmare. I'm going to put him in S tier, below Michael. I think Freddy, I like his multi-ability. I love multi-ability killers. They're always fun to play as because there's just so many different things you can do as them. I think it's crazy that you can just teleport to generators, and playing as Freddy with Discordance on is a different experience. His dream snares, slowing survivors down, chase is always useful. I think his dream pallets, holy voice crack. I think his dream pallets are very fun to use and incredibly annoying to go against. But that is exactly why he's going just below Michael Myers. Okay. Legion. I'm going to put him... I'm going to put him in C tier. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I do feel bad as playing for him because the survivors just never have no one ever has a good time playing against the Legion unless they're like fun or whatever. His ability is definitely good, but I feel like his ability is better. I feel like his killer overall is kind of better to use against like survivors that don't have like 2,000 hours on the game. He's really just the noob nightmare in my opinion. And again, he's a knockoff Ghostface in lore. But now we are up to Ghostface, so we'll put him there. I think his stealth capabilities are very good, similar to Myers because he has the stock. But once you actually fill up a survivor's meter, they get exposed, and I do think that's and I honestly think that's a bit surprising for Ghostface, but I do think that fits him. Also, I don't know. I think my main problem with him is just that when you're in stealth mode and you do it right next to someone you just hooked, you always get exposed or whatever it is. You just get kicked out of stealth mode. I hate that. I just cannot, because it happens to me all the time. And then it's like, because I think a good thing you can always do with both Ghostface and Myers is that when you're in stalker mode, you can stalk and just become a freaking radar looking for survivors from far away because it immediately pins them for you. Which, yeah, because these two killers are good at locating survivors. So is he. He's just a bit different. But yeah, I think he's a B tier at best. Oni. I'm going to put Oni just in front of Doctor. I think... yeah, we'll keep him there. I think his ability is great. Makes perfect sense how it works. You just get blood, and then you get blood fury. The only problem I have is really just because, again, this is my personal ranking. This isn't meant to be me saying that this is how it is, definitively, of course. I think his Demon Dash, I just can never really get it down that well. Demon Strike, I can get down because it's just a normal M1 that insta-kills, insta-downs. But with the Demon Dash, again, it is obviously very good. It's just, again, it's kind of like with Hillbilly, I'd say. You just have to really get control over it, but it's really hard to. Deathslinger. Ooh. We're putting Deathslinger... Actually, I'll put Deathslinger very, very bottom of S tier. I think just that... Because, one... He's very good in loops if you know what you're going against. Obviously, he's very good for, like, pulling back survivors in after you get a normal M1. I think that's probably the best part about his ability. Like, you like they have like a tougher time getting away after getting hit. Other than that, I would probably say that again, I don't usually mess around with add-ons that much, but I definitely know he has some good add-ons. So, Pyramid Head. This kind of hurts me to do because I don't want to put too many people in S tier. I think Pyramid Head. I mean, first of all, this doesn't really matter in his ranking, but I think he's done perfectly because they obviously had to give him something, and what they gave him was very fitting. I do like. I think it's. I mean, I'm not really talking about perks in this, but I mean, he has some good perks. Most killers have good perks. I do like his range attack. I feel like it doesn't have as much range as it should because I know his range attack and Dracula's Hellfire are very similar, except Dracula's is kind of shorter. I do like the whole Cage of Atonement thing because I feel like that's very useful because one, you can just do Trail of Torment around a whole loop and then survivors are bound to walk through it. And the other thing is just that once you actually knock them down, let's say you're going against like a full flashlight squad, you literally just insta hook them. It's like it makes it 10 times easier because you have less risk of getting stunned and you have a better risk of winning the game. Nemesis. Okay, I honestly don't know if these are even in release order because I messed up with Singularity. I think that goes there. I don't know. I really don't. Nemesis. He's a very fun killer to play as. I mean, it's just satisfying that you just punch people. He'll go above Ghostface. I think his infection ability. I think the whole infection thing is very easy to understand. You just hit him once and then you hit him again, and then it actually does damage. Because that's kind of how Unknown's ability works. I do. Again, I'm not talking about perks. His perks are pretty good, but at the same time, I don't really find myself using them at all. I do like the whole tier system with his whip. I think that helps balance him out. Because obviously you can't just have it that he immediately breaks pallets and damages survivors, of course, and he has like so much range with it. And I do like that. I think it's just that like I play on console and with controller it's harder to aim with things on a controller. Which definitely makes it just a little bit more difficult. And if you say, and you might say like, oh, but what about with other range killers? Well, it's different because one, Pyramid Head doesn't really exactly have an actual ranged attack. It really just goes across the floor, which also gives you less of a chance of missing. And with Huntress, her hatchets have so much range. Let's see, Singularity. Singularity, like I said at the beginning of the video when I accidentally did him first, he's a bit of a difficult killer. But once you actually understand him and what you need to do, he is very good. You can literally teleport on survivors. And you can literally also break pallets by doing it as well. Obviously, that just slows you down a bit, but still, it's a small price to pay. And again, it's just, and honestly, surprisingly, he's not really slow at all. He's kind of like a normal speed killer. I think as a whole, like monitoring, I like how you can just monitor almost the whole map. Because I feel like from what I've seen of Skull Merchants, they kind of just try to do that with her, but differently. And I know people hate her. I do too. But yeah, Singularity overall is a very good killer. Okay, Wesker. I have not played Wesker in a very long time. I think I kind of just got tired of him. Um, I think though, you know what? I actually changed my mind about Legion. I'll switch him with Rave. I'm sorry for any Rave fans out there. I really just can't. I feel like to add on to what I was saying about Rave, he's just kind of slow sometimes. I feel. Wesker, yeah, he just has like a because he really just has a normal charge M1 attack kind of. I like how they brought back the infection thing that Nemesis had with him. I do think though that I don't know because I mean I feel like he's really mostly good because people really mostly like him just because of his techs, and that's obviously way harder to do on controller. So I'm basically just only going forward, and I find that less enjoyable than what I see online. So that's kind of why he's near the bottom of B tier. But he is a pretty decent killer, in my opinion. Alien, let's see. We'll put him right there. His ability is really simple. It's just another M1 ability. I do love how much range it has. I feel like it's kind of similar to Nemesis with the whip. It just has 10 times more range. Um, which just makes loops 10 times easier. And the whole tunnel system, I really do enjoy that. Because he's not that fast, honestly. I mean, he's definitely faster in crawler mode, but like not that fast. I think that's kind of why they gave him the whole tunnel thing. Unknown, I'm putting him just above Billy. I feel like I've never played an unknown match similar to Myers that I really haven't enjoyed, unless there was lag, of course. Um, I think his ranged ability is a bit wonky sometimes because it bounces off walls, but I do love the whole teleport thing. Um, because this was kind of like when they wanted DBD to be scary again, and they did a good job with it because he is pretty scary to go against and to play as, honestly. Um, I definitely feel like he could have a little bit more of a lunge because I feel like because it's obviously noticeable that some killers have better lunges than others, and his is kind of okay. Springtrap. He's a beat. Honestly, he's good. It's just that he's kind of easy to counter in my opinion. I do love playing a Springtrap. I just think that and the whole doors thing is cool. Um, the only problem with it is that like survivors will know better than to actually go into them. But obviously, if they don't, then you're gonna have a fun time. Jason, okay. Oh no, this kind of recency bias, and they are probably gonna nerf him soon. I'll put him at the top of A tier. He is somewhat just the spawn of Springtrap and Huntress, and I think that's fine because I mean, I know people might have wanted like some whole new advanced mechanic, but it's like that's not gonna happen. Like, I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's just that was not gonna happen. I think the spikes, I think his ability in general is cool, and I think it does fit him with all the spikes and the omnipresent evil. I do have a really fun time using those. The only problem though is just again I'm on console and it's hard to aim sometimes, and both my controllers have stick drift, so it just makes his spikes 10 times harder. But he's definitely an enjoyable killer to play as. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Again, remember, this is my personal list. And, yeah, Nerf Pig, I guess. Bye.